it going, Andy?
Good. How are you?
Doing great, man. Appreciate your time and want to get into this new album and tour and look backwards and forwards a little bit with you.
Sure. Let's do it.
Let's start since this is your first album with the band. Let's go back to you joining the band in 2022 as a touring member. And I'm
Yeah.
kind of curious, how quickly did the ball get rolling and the ideas get turned into to start laying down some new riffs for new music?
Well, yeah, I think it was pretty clear, like prior to me joining the band, that if the band one, if they ever needed a guitar player, that it would be me, and two, that when I started playing with them, it wouldn't be like a fill-in thing. So we kind of knew pretty quickly that it would be like, that I wanted to be in the band and that they wanted to be in the band. Um, so I think it was. Because like you said, it was early 2022 that I joined the band. May 6th, actually yesterday, was 3 years since I played my first show with Rivers. Um, we've played a lot of them since then. But yeah, I think it would have been like September of that year that we started, that I actually showed Brody the riff to Suborbital Blues. And that was kind of, I had that laying around for a while. Kind of started bouncing ideas back and forth, and that was when we started. Yeah.
Really? And then track one was literally the first track you wrote.
Yeah, yeah.
And how quickly did your voice get incorporated to the mix too?
Pretty quickly. So, I mean, we had a lot of lineup shifts, again, pretty shortly after me joining the band. So, on the tour that we had to replace our singer, well, where Biggs replaced our singer mid-tour, we were already doing the work in full. So I was doing a lot of vocal stuff to help out there because, like, that album is very vocal driven.
Yeah.
But we knew that, again, when we did write new music, that I think my voice would be a part of it for sure. Because kind of the part that's like part and parcel with me, that's what you're getting.
The
Like I'm
back
not, I
field.
don't really find myself to be that great of a guitar player, but I know I can deliver vocally. Um, yeah. So
I'm curious too, man. I was able enough to get in advance of the album, so I've been listening to it for the past couple days, and it's amazing how epic every song feels, but it's not that long of a song. I mean, the longest song is like 6 minutes, but
yeah.
every song takes you on a full journey.
Well, thanks, man. Again, I've said it before, but I think with this album, we were really striving to be very concise with our songwriting and composition, and to not have a lot of fat, if any. And I think that we accomplished that. So I appreciate you saying that, and that seems to be the general consensus, which makes us feel pretty good. Yeah.
Speaking of trimming the fat, how the hell is Hellbirds not on the album?
Yeah. So a couple reasons. Hellbirds was originally written as a B-side for the work.
Okay.
So that was what it was intended for, and it never got used. And then we were doing the Lorna Shore direct support tour in Europe at the end of 2023, I think it was. I don't know anymore. It's a lot.
It all
But
comes
uh,
together.
but yeah, we were doing that tour, and we just kind of felt like the vibe of that song was like ignorant and heavy, and would be good to put out for that tour. So it just didn't fit the vibe of the new album as well. But like we really love playing it live. It goes off really well live, and it makes you feel like a caveman when you play it. So it's cool. It just didn't fit the vibe, long story short, and it was intended for the work, which it didn't fit the vibe there either.
Huh. So now it's just kind of like this lost track in the middle of nowhere on no album.
Yeah, but if you come see us, we'll more than likely play it.
Speaking of the album, kind of curious, man, what your favorite song is. I mean, I know it's been out
Hmm.
there a while, but I love Criminals, man.
Yeah, I think Criminals is cool. That's a challenging one to play live for sure because it's very very riffy, and my vocals are up there. Favorite song off the new album, I think, as cliche as it might be, I would have to say it's House of Light.
Ah,
Um, there's a couple that haven't been released yet that I'm very fond of. One is Despair Church.
yes.
Another is The Logical End, or A Logical End.
Yep.
the logical end. The title track, Rivers of Nile, is very cool. I think the whole album's real sick. But I think House of Light, if I had to show someone a song off of the album to be like, this is what we're doing
Mhm.
on this album, it would be that one.
Interesting, interesting. Yeah, I mean, I love the ebbs and flows of the album. I mean, it's so melodic at times and then brutally heavy at times. I mean, American Death. I mean, what a riff in that
Yeah,
tune, you know? Oh,
yeah, it's heavy. That Brody wrote that whole thing in like it might have been like 2 hours. And it's kind of that one I kind of view as like we all really love like Organic Hallucinosis era Decapitated. It's like that type of vibe, like a post-organic or something. Yeah.
that riff, dude, going into the verse is just love
Yeah,
it.
Brody's got riffs, boy.
Yeah, he does. Now begs the question with the and you got to name every tour nowadays. The aggressive, progressive tour.
Yeah. Yeah.
Love that name. Going to be in our neck of the woods, Teragram Ballroom, downtown LA on June 7th. Curious
Yes.
how many of these new songs from the new album are you going to be working into the set?
Let me think. So one, two, three, four, five. I think five, maybe six. I think five.
Wow, so like half the record at least.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And
Well,
Helford.
yeah, that's what I mean. Yeah. So you'll get a good dose. Like all the new singles will play, and yeah, it's a good set, and
Awesome.
it's got a good balance of everything, I think.
That's what I was going to say too. Is there anything that you're nudging the guys going, "Hey, let's get this one into the set. Let's get this old track into the set."
Yeah, I always try. I always push for like episode. I think that's a really good one from the work, and I kind of do also always push for Death is Real from Where Owls Know My Name because that one always goes off really well, and we it feels it's I don't know when you're locked in and playing that song, it's a really good feeling.
And I'm kind of curious, man. You've been touring for a while now, but when you come through SoCal, LA, is there any like must-haves? Are you like, I need to get some tacos and burritos while I'm here, or some good craft beer, or anything that you make sure you kind of do when you roll through LA?
I mean, I wish I knew more about LA, which is weird because I live right next door. I'm in the Phoenix area,
Oh, okay.
um, but I haven't spent a ton of time in LA. There's good food from what I understand and from what I've experienced. There's good food everywhere.
Yeah.
I do generally try to get some tacos when I'm in LA for sure. There's a Oh, I can't remember the name of the brewery. There's a couple locations. One's in downtown LA. Um, Crap. They do really good imperial stouts, but I'm spacing on the name. There's a couple locations in SoCal, and I like to hit stuff like that. But again, if you have recommendations, I'd love to hear them.
I always like to ask that, and you being in Arizona, it makes sense. I thought you were still out in the Pennsylvania area, but
Yeah, I've
you're
lived out here for about 6 years.
okay. So you're getting your taco fix in your
Oh,
Mexican food in
and
Arizona.
there's a debate, and I'm sure you're aware of it, which is the Arizona Mexican food versus the California Mexican food.
Oh, no, I'm not.
Yeah, I've had this disagreement, this gentleman's disagreement with Scott Carstairs from Fallujah for years. He's wrong. Arizona Mexican food is better.
What's the difference? I'm not understand what the difference is.
Well, so the main difference, a lot of it, it's very subtle, but there's a thing in Arizona that I hadn't seen in California, which is called New Mexican food. Have you ever had this?
Mm-mm. Is it spelled
Um, it,
N-U? No, I'm just kidding.
yeah, it's basically like yeah, it's basically a cuisine that's based around the hatch chili pepper, but
Okay.
it's Mexican. And I think it originated out of like Colorado, New Mexico,
Okay.
which is why it's called New Mexican. And it's like Mexican food, but it's like I said, everything is based around the hatch chili pepper, and it's a lot spicier as a
Wow.
result. And it's super, super good.
Interesting.
But you probably shouldn't have work the next day.
You could say that about a lot of Mexican places.
True that. Yes, yes.
Talking about this tour, we should definitely include the bands on the bill with you. Holy
Yeah.
Fun, Inter Arma, and Glacial Tomb.
Yeah, man. So it's interesting for me. I've really followed Holy Fawn for a long time. Not a long time, but like probably 5 years or so. They're from here, and I've never met them. I don't know them at all.
Huh.
Um, but I'm looking forward to seeing them every night. They're a super, super, super cool band. They're like heavy Sigur Rós or something, which Sigur Rós is one of my favorite bands of all time. Inner Arma is cool because our sound guy Joel plays bass for them.
Ah,
Uh, so we've definitely, and I'm pretty sure our drummer Jared, his brother, is filling in on guitar for them. So that's going to be just a
family.
good hang. And they're a sick band too. Glacial Tomb, I have never met. Well, I think I have met those guys maybe once or twice, because I think the one dude plays in Chemis as well.
Okay.
Um, I've from what I've heard about them or of their music, it's really sick too. It's kind of like sludgy death metal. I'm looking forward to it all.
Yeah,
It should
man.
be a fun night of music, and it's all like every band's very different.
And bringing out
Right.
the live saxophonist for you guys as well too,
Oh
right?
yeah, Patty will be there. Yep.
Awesome. Awesome. You know, I was kind of curious too if the new album, and I necessarily can't tell from listening to it, but did you venture out in any other woodwind instruments on the album? Was there any like
Mm. No, just sax on this one.
just
I'm pretty sure Where Owls Know My Name had trumpet on Terrestria 3. But yeah, it's largely sax. Although on this album we do have banjo. Uh,
yeah, I was gonna
yeah,
bring
we have some
banjo.
cello, and we have like a lot of really crazy vocal experimentation and stuff.
Yeah,
Um,
the banjo I think that's on Despair Church. I get that.
the banjo is on the end of Criminals. It's also on Rivers of Nile. Our sound guy Stefan, he's one of my oldest buddies and closest buddies. He's a great clawhammer banjo player, and we just he comes and hangs out when we're in the studio a lot, and we're just like, hey dude, play there, So on Criminals, it's funny. Like at the end of that song, you can hear the banjo and you can hear it being gradually detuned. And one of the people that's doing that is actually my dad, so that's pretty cool.
Oh wow.
Yeah, yeah, he was stoked on it.
That's full circle, bringing it all around. The whole
Uh-huh.
family involved.
Yep.
Dude, I
Well, that's
appreciate
the reason I play music, basically. So
from your dad. Is he a musician too?
no, just a really really devout music fan and music historian, and really surrounded me with great stuff when I was young.
That's awesome, man. So important to have that family supportive about music. Makes things a lot easier.
Yes, yes. My mom did the same. My mom had great taste in music as well.
I appreciate all your time, man. Well, last couple things I wanted to hit you with.
Yeah,
Black Crown Initiate.
yeah.
Where are we at? You were out, back in.
Yeah, I mean, a lot happened. A lot happened in a very short period of time, and at the end of the day, I decided that I was going to make Rivers. I was going to join Rivers and make that my priority, with time, I kind of Nick, the old bass player of Black Crown, and the guy, my co-writer, basically. We just were like, hey man, it'd be cool to like make some music together when we have a chance, and that's kind of where it's at still. It's just he just had his second child like a month ago,
Hmm.
so he's super busy. I I've never had a child, but I imagine it takes some of your time. Um, and I'm on tour, like I'm on tour all year with Rivers, so at some point I'm sure we'll make some music and put it out independently, and it won't be a touring thing ever.
Okay.
But it'll just be for the people that liked what we did, and it's been nice to see that people do still care about that, because it's hard to have that perspective when you're in it, you
Right.
know. And these all these years later, it seems to be that people still care about that music, which is awesome. I mean, you really can't, the same goes for Rivers. You really can't ask for more out of your life than for something like that, you know.
Yeah.
Especially if you're a young kid like we were, in my room playing along to Metallica and whatever else, and just dreaming about doing it.
Well, I'm glad to hear that there's a little bit more gas left in that tank. I love
Yeah.
"Selves We Cannot Forgive" album, man. For Red Cloud and the title track, so much good
Thanks, man.
there.
Yeah, that one was cool. That one, there's a lot of good memories with that. You know.
Well, I can't wait to make some new good memories with Black Crown Initiative as well,
Yeah, man.
dude. I
At
appreciate
some point.
at some point. I appreciate all the time. Last thing I got for you, man. I need your help with something. We are an old school radio station. We do a feature called Mandatory Metallica every night at 10 p.m., which are going to be up
Love that.
And I've been having this little Metallica debate. Me and my buddy kind of come down on opposing sides. So I wanted to get you to weigh in on this.
I'm your guy. What's up?
All right, so we're duking it out. Best thrash album from Metallica, 2 versus 3. Ride the Lightning versus Master of Puppets. If you had to pick one out of those two, which would it be?
I would have to pick Master of Puppets. And the reason for that is I do think that there's a couple that Ride the Lightning kicks ass. Big time. Love Ride the Lightning. I think Ride the Lightning was the first one I ever heard when I was a kid.
Hmm.
Um, Kind of falls short in the middle section a little bit with the escape and stuff like that. Um, I still love the stuff, so I don't mean to be disparaging about it. If you played the song, if you played that whole album through for me, I would listen to it and I would enjoy it. But I think Master of Puppets is stronger. I mean, if you really break it down, you've got, Battery, the title track. You've got The Thing That Should Not Be, Sanitarium, Disposable Heroes,
Damage Inc., Leper Messiah.
Damage Inc., Leper Messiah, Orion. Dude, it's
All
like
right.
it's bulletproof. I gotta go with Master of Puppets.
And it sounds a lot better too. I mean, sonically.
Correct. Correct. Yep.
Awesome. I can say Andy's on my side, Brad. Take now the last part, the tough part, you got to pick a song for us to play on Mandatory Metallica. It could be from any album, doesn't have to be from one of those two, but anything we can play for you.
Mm. Dude, let's see. So I'm just gonna stick with that album because we're talking about it. I'm gonna go with Damage Inc.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Love that song. I mean, and I love Metallica was really good at doing that for a long time as ending albums with bangers. Like,
Yeah. Oh yeah. They had that whole there was a template to the album.
yeah.
And Ride the Lightning and Master of Puppets both have it. Fun fact about Master of Puppets is it also came out the year I was born. So
Ah,
I have a special affinity for that one too.
love it, man. Dude, beautiful, man. Thank you so much for the time. Honored to get to talk to you. Thank you for the great music and can't wait for that LA show.
Dude, come hang. Let's drink some beer.
I would love that, man. Thank you so much for your
Cool.
time, Andy. Have a
Thank
good
you,
one.
brother.
Bye bye.
Take care.